Guys, welcome to the video tutorial. So this is system design topic that today we are going to discuss, and there are two topics that we are going to discuss. So firstly, it's performance versus scalability. Another one is latency versus throughput. So these are two similar terms which comes in system design interviews, and more or less we have to describe both of these terms. So we have to understand both of these terms quite in depth. So let's start. So what is performance? What is scalability? So a service is scalable if its result in increased performance in a manner proportional to the added resources. So generally increased or increasing performance means serving more unit of work. So let's say we have a system which is giving more performance, so it's serving more unit of work. But if it can also handle larger unit of work, such as when the dataset grows, then the system is scalable. So let's say if we are adding more works to the system and we are adding more resources to the system, and if the system grows, then the system is scalable. Let's look at the another definition. If you have a performance problem, your system is slow for a single user. Secondly, now talking of the scalability. So if you have a scalability problem, your system is fast for a single user but slow for heavy loads. So that means if we have a larger data set, so similar to the example that we can take, that like there are various sorting searching algorithm that we have. So based on that, if our algorithm works performance wise quite faster in some scenarios, then it's not true that the similar algorithm will work with the larger data set with same performance. So those performance parameter keep changing. This happen in most of the scenario in like while we are doing system designing altogether. Next one is latency versus throughput. So what's latency, what's throughput? So latency is the time to perform some action or to produce some result. So let's say we have a microservice, and the microservice takes huge amount of time to give data back to you. Or if we hit a API, and if it takes more than, let's say, 10 seconds, then you can say that it's a performance issue or a latency issue. Then you can definitely say it's a latency issue. Now second one is the throughput. So what's throughput? Throughput is the number of such action or result per unit of time. So let's say we are hitting the same API and it's giving, let's say, response for 10 APIs and with the same latency. So let's say 10 second if it takes for a single API, then again if we hit the same API 10 times, then it's going to take around 100 seconds. So here we can say the throughput is very less. So if we keep talking of these two terms like latency versus throughput, so in general terms, if I have to tell you, latency is something which is time consuming. Or let's say if you load a particular app on your mobile phone, and if it's pops quite fast, then the latency is very less. To just give you an example, throughput is something, the actions that you perform on that particular app, and you are getting back the result. So at that particular point of time, you can say that how much throughput we want from our system. So generally these type of questions we do ask from the clients to clarify at the time of taking the requirement. I think more or less these are the basic differences between all of those topics. So thanks for watching the video. If you have any question, put that into comments. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.